Welcome to the Ship's Gonna Happen podcast, episode 57. My name is Tony B. Riding alongside me is David B. and Timmy D as usual. Today's topics, a special interview with Trucker Ray from YouTube. We'll get a good interview with him and find out how you can find him. Second topic, gas prices. Number 3, school truck driving, high school school truck driving in the state of Indiana. Remember, we're just 3 Americans discussing the topics that affect the transportation industry. Our views, the views of us 3, are purely news-driven and do not express the views of any transportation provider or any business entity that uses any transportation provider. We do it for the
transportainment.
That's right, transportainment. You can catch us on YouTube, Rumble, iHeartRadio, iTunes, Twitter, and our home website, ShipsGonnaHappen.com. All of our shows are loaded up on SoundCloud.com. Or better yet, you can just Google Ship's Gonna Happen podcast, and you will find us very, very easily. David B., good morning.
Good Saturday morning, Timmy D. and producer Tony. Hope you're both doing well. It's a beautiful Saturday morning coming through Indianapolis this morning. Sun coming up, another beautiful Saturday morning. It's just about springtime. It feels like spring. The birds are singing. And today's show brought to you by The Great Divide, 743 East New York Street, downtown Indianapolis. Great place to go. You guys know the routine. Cocktails, a great meal, some music on a Friday night. And it's just a great place to go to kind of unwind after a Ship's Gonna Happen week. Timmy D, how are you this morning?
Timmy D.
Just here for the transportainment.
There we go. Transportainment.
So we're going to start trading with transportainment. I'm going to tell you right now. It's a very interesting week. Hey, good to see you boys.
Yeah.
Great Divide's a great spot. I agree with you. Dave's got his name on the wall in case you guys are wondering, but head on down there and Trucker Ray's on the hook, man. I tell you what, if you guys check out some of his YouTube stuff.
Yeah, looking forward to this.
He's out there showing the country what the country is.
That's right.
Very much.
Just him and his spreads a good word and a good message, and it means a lot to everyone that's in the industry. So it's good stuff. So good morning to you guys, and can't wait to talk to Trucker Ray.
All right. Hey, good morning, everybody. Trucker Ray, it's Tony B. checking in with you. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. How are you this morning?
Doing good. And David B. hooked up with you. And David, you want to start off with some of your questions you had of me?
Good morning, Trucker Ray. How are you this morning, sir?
I'm good, David. How are you?
Doing well. Thanks again for responding to our emails about being on the show, and thanks again for being on this morning. One of the things that definitely attracted us to you is the quality of your videos. Your videos are so high quality, not only in the content of your videos, but also in the landscape that you go by every day. It's just like we're sitting right there in the truck with you. It is so beautiful, whether you're in Yuma, Arizona, or Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Such a great videos, and you do such an outstanding job. Can you give us a little bit of background on how you got started in the trucking industry?
Yeah. Well, I spent 17 years as a single dad. I was raising 3 kids, and I had a part-time job when I was raising my kids, and then got laid off of that job, and then I was able to get onto EI, and they had a benefit program where I was able to further my career. And they said, what would you like to do? And I said, well, I wouldn't mind getting my air brakes, and that way I can drive a 5-ton with air brakes. And they said, well, why don't you just get your class 1, because that's what they call it up in Canada. And I went, okay. And I just really felt doors opening everywhere, and started back. Actually, it's March is 10-year anniversary for me when I started driving.
Well, congratulations.
You couldn't have picked a better time for this interview.
Right.
So,
we knew that. That's why we were calling you for your tenure.
Yeah.
So you're born and raised in Canada then, sir?
I was born in Ontario in a little town called Penetangwisheen. Please don't ask me to spell it, because I can't remember how to spell that. Yeah. And then Ontario, and then our family eventually made their way west. And then, I've been in British Columbia area now since 1980.
What a beautiful area you have. Again, going back to my comment earlier, you just have it's almost like you're driving into a painting or a picture every day. Just beautiful landscape, and that's gotta be a part of the reason why you drive, is just kind of get down every day and kind of seeing the beautiful country, right?
Well, you know what? When what I used to do before trucking is I was into radio. I did commercials. I did a syndicated radio program all from home. And so I had video, I had audio experience. And when I first got on the road, one of my first trips, I'm like, this is gorgeous, man. I would love to share this with the world. So one of the very first videos I did, which is actually quite humorous, I had my laptop sitting on the passenger seat of my truck, and I had not a dash cam, but I had a webcam sticking out the window, and it was probably the worst video you've ever seen in your life, and it went on for 6 hours.
Oh, wow.
But it was just, I wanted to share it because I was driving through when it was springtime and leaves were, trees were blooming everywhere, and I'm like, I got to share God's beautiful creation with the world. This is too good. I can't let this go to waste. So I really felt like I was led to do that anyway. So yeah, no, definitely. Now that we have 4K and everything else, and I go home and even see some of the videos that I've done, because I just like to recap and see what I can do to improve. And I watch it on my TV, which is a 4K TV, and I can't believe the quality myself, how good the quality is. It's like you are there.
Right. Yeah. I was sitting at work this morning at my desk and just kind of had the earbuds in, and I was supposed to be working. And then I found myself kicked back, listening to the awesome music you have on your videos and kind of watching where you're going. And so immediately I'm like, man, I can't quit watching this. So great video quality. And you do such an outstanding job at that.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, so we kind of just got through with the Canadian convoy stuff and the kind of the borders being shut down for a little while. How big of an impact was that on you?
I wouldn't say it really impacted me at all. I mean, with my work, that is, emotionally it impacted me a bit because, well, I knew what the reason why these guys were doing this. The guys and gals were doing this. They wanted their freedoms. And I'm not going to say it was in vain, because all of a sudden we're lifting all mandates in Canada now. So right. I think the truckers had a lot to do with that. I think there were some rogue people in. Watch the profanities in there, but I would say 99% of the truckers that were on that convoy were doing it for the right reason. My sister was listening to some kind of an app, and they were broadcasting the CB on live all the way there to Ottawa, and there was nothing filthy about it, no swearing, family friendly. It was they were having a good time, barbecues all along the route. So the media in Canada made it look like that these were terrorists, and right. It was not that way at all. And I thank them for what they did. I think they did a good job. Like I said, there were some bad apples in there, but there's going to be bad apples everywhere. So, but overall, I was really proud of what they did, what they accomplished, but it didn't affect me because I was driving a lot south. I was just bringing goods in and out, U.S. into Canada. But I was actually fortunate. Every time they had the Coots border over in Alberta closed, I was going through the Blaine-Washington border, so it really didn't affect me.
It worked out good for you, yeah.
Well, that's good. So is your primary lanes are just like from southern United States into Canada? Is that what you normally run?
Yeah, I drive all over North America. The only place I will not go is Quebec. And I have stories for that one. I just will not go. I will
Why
drive
is
in
that?
Alaska. I will drive the ice roads. I will not drive in Quebec.
Can you share some of those stories?
Here it goes. Sorry.
Sure, yeah. Well, I'll give you two examples. One time I had a load that was delivering in Montreal. This was my first time into the Quebec area. I stopped at a truck stop, and this was just the beginning of COVID. And I went into this truck stop. I went into the bathroom, just, it's a Monday morning, whatever, getting ready to do my delivery. You go in there, you wash up, whatever, you do your business. And I noticed all the sinks were taped off. They were all plastic off. You couldn't use the sinks. And I'm like, they must have plumbing problems here. Mm-hmm. And I went inside and I asked the girl, well, is there a sink I can use? Oh, no, we don't allow you to use the sinks. Why? Because of COVID. What? So you mean I can go into the bathroom, do whatever I want in there, come out, grab all the handles, touch food and everything without washing my hands, and that's okay?
Yeah, right.
And she's like, I don't make the rules. So I'm like, okay, so that was strike one. Strike two. I'm trying to get into Montreal to do my delivery. All the detour signs are in French. My GPS doesn't understand French, so it doesn't know where it's going. I couldn't figure out where to turn because everything was in French. And I ended up spending an hour driving in circles because I couldn't find where I was going because all the construction that was going on. Strike two. Strike three, I go to the shipper or the receiver, and they're listening to English-speaking news and television in their driver lounge area where they're receiving guys, but they would not speak English to me.
What?
And I'm like, oh, they would not speak English to me. And they were looking at me like I was some dumb trucker because I didn't understand French. Even though I had a French last name, I could say, hello, how are you? I could speak with a French accent, but I don't have one. Right. I can't speak it. And they would.
Right.
It was a very painful experience. And just getting the load out of there was the same experience, and I just told my dispatch immediately after that. It was too stressful. I don't want to deal with that again. So I won't go there again.
Okay, understood. Do you see yourself staying in this industry until you retire? I mean, do you like it well enough to kind of keep at it for a while?
You know what? I love this job, and I see myself doing this until I am, called to do something else. I really feel, I'm a Christian man. I really feel God has me out there sharing not only the gospel, but also I have him sharing all this beautiful countryside. I get emails from everywhere for ex-truck drivers, disabled people, people that can't get out, and they know that they can watch my videos with the entire family, children, everybody, because they're not going to hear me cussing on there. They're not going to hear anything inappropriate. And I've had emails from people thanking me, saying, this is the only channel my special needs son can watch because it doesn't have swearing on it. Thank you so much. Please keep doing what you're doing. And I really don't have, unless they shut the borders down because of something, and I restrict myself to Canada, I'll keep doing this until I feel I can't do it anymore.
Yeah, you definitely do an awesome job on your videos. It's so captivating. So thank you very much for sharing the way you share, and you do such a great job at it.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. And I'm surprised I even have a signal where I'm at because I'm in Montana.
Oh, they're in big sky country.
So you're in another beautiful part of the world, correct?
Oh, I love it out here. It is absolutely stunning. The only thing I don't like about Montana is when they have snow coming through here and the winds, they can push you right off the road because of the snow drifts. Mm-hmm. So you got to be very careful.
So, Trucker Ray, what kind of video camera do you use on your videos on YouTube?
I use 4K GoPros. Like the one on the dash is a 4K GoPro. The one looking at me is also the same, and the one I take outside with me that has a magnet on it, I've customized a couple of them. One's got a magnet I can stick to anything, or I can stick to the side of the truck. And then I also have a 4K Canon. It's like a very close to a media camera. It's like a $5,000 camera. That's the one I take out when I explore little towns. Mm-hmm. And then I also have a DJI drone that I use. Okay,
I was going to ask you that because I saw some aerial footage. So you have a DJI drone. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So Ray,
Sure, go ahead.
I'm sorry. When you're out and about, Ray, how often is it when you're somewhere and people recognize you, whether you're a truck stop or you're a shipper or receiver? Do you get that often?
All the time. Like, for example, the load I have right now I have a load of bananas that came out of the port of Hueneme out in Oxnard, California.
I know where that is.
Yeah. Port of Hueneme. And I just got onto my truck to walk over, check in, and some guy just walks up and gives me a fist pump. He goes, "I love your videos, man." And he kept walking. I get it all the time.
That's got to be a good feeling.
Oh, it is. It is. I'd rather get a fist pump than a smack, right?
Exactly.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
That is good. Do you ever make it through Indianapolis ever?
Oh, I get through all over they send me all over the place. The nice thing about this company, if I say, hey guys, you know what? I really want to get down to this area because of this or whatever. I wanted to make it to the Iowa 80 Trucker Jamboree last year, but I ended up with some technical difficulties with my truck. I couldn't get down there. But if I ever have to get into a certain area, they'll make it happen. So, but I'm all over the place. All over the place.
That's good. Well, if you ever coming through Indianapolis, shoot me an email or shoot Tony a text or something. We'd love to kind of maybe meet up with you and shake your hand if that's ever possible.
Yeah. So how many kids?
Yeah, absolutely.
How many kids did you say you had, Trucker Ray?
I have 3. One passed away back in 2017 to a senseless murder that still hasn't been solved.
Sorry to hear that.
Thanks to our wonderful Canadian government and their police system. But I still have a son and a daughter, and they're in their 30s now. So
grandkids?
Yeah, 3 children.
You have grandkids, Trucker Ray?
Yeah, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 grandchildren.
Congratulations.
5 grandchildren. Thank you.
Deal.
So any of them in the trucking business? This is Tony B. Any of them in the transportation business, or just mainly you?
Me so far. I was talking to my son the other day, and he says he's thinking about getting his Class 1 license and getting into trucking. And I told him, it's not a bad decision because you always need goods. I mean, that's a job. You'll never, if you get your Class 1 commercial license, you really never have to worry about working again. You really don't, because there's always need for truck drivers, no matter where. Garbage truck driver, this truck driver, whatever, dump truck. You'll always find a job if you know how to drive.
Hey, Trucker Ray, it's Tim. Can you hear me? Don't have much of a voice today, but hey, is there a different qualification up there in Canada to get your CDL versus the States?
I didn't quite hear that.
It's because I don't have a voice.
So Trucker Ray, the question was, are there different qualifications to get a CDL in Canada versus the United States?
I really don't know the qualifications in the U.S., but in Canada, because of the major accident that they had a few years ago of that hockey team that died in Humboldt, Saskatchewan. If you remember that,
I do.
I think it was Humboldt, Saskatchewan.
Yeah.
They've now upped it that you have to have 2. Can't remember what it is. I may be totally off on this, but you have to have maybe 500 or something extra hours of training, and it has to be legitimate training in a school. So there is a lot of training involved. They've really upped the stakes in Canada, and rightly so, because we do have a lot of steering wheel holders up there. There's a lot of guys that just, like, between Calgary and Vancouver is got to be the deadliest, scariest truck route, I think, in all of North America, because of how dangerous people are up there. Yeah, there's an accident on that road daily on that highway. And
Where was this?
You probably remember the show. Sorry?
Where was this at again?
Between Calgary and Vancouver, the Highway 1 lane.
Gotcha.
The Trans-Canada.
Yeah.
If you're familiar with the show Highway Through Hell, I've talked to Jamie Davis one time in Hope, and he said 90% of his business is the accidents that happen on that Coquihalla Highway.
Wow.
And it's just a matter of people being reckless with their driving, Ray. Is that why that happens?
Lack of experience.
Understood.
Just lack of experience, not knowing how to drive in weather conditions, sitting on their phone, not caring, got their foot up on the dash while they're driving. I see it all the time. I drove that lane for 4 straight years back and forth, and there's a few times I had to get in on the fog line to avoid, being hit head on.
Yeah. Wow.
So you're listening to Trucker Ray on the Ship's Gonna Happen show, and you can catch him on YouTube. His videos are amazing. I can tell you right now, when he's talking about the 4K videos, he's literally using 4K, I guarantee you, because those videos are amazing.
Amazing videos.
So,
thank you.
What is your favorite stretch to drive? Is it Montana? Is it any part of Canada? What do you like to drive? What is your favorite 60 miles? If you could drive it every day, what would it be?
What is my favorite? Sorry, I didn't quite hear that.
What's your
favorite? What? Sorry.
What's your favorite stretch of road to be traveling on? Do you have like a most, for whatever reason, do you have your favorite stretch of road that you like to drive?
Oh boy, that's such a hard one. It's just Canada or North America?
Oh, yeah, whichever.
All of it.
Yeah, whatever
All
you want
of
to
it.
choose, my friend.
I would. Oh my goodness. Well, the one I'm
You're
on
welcome.
now, the 15. Yeah, the 15 from let's say the Idaho state border, Montana Idaho border down to Coots. This drive is phenomenal. I can probably record this every day and get a different look if the sun shines on the mountains. Also, another favorite route of mine is from Flagstaff into Utah through all the canyons and to the Navajo Nation. The 70 from Denver. I mean, there's so many of them.
Right.
The 70 from Denver over the Rockies into the Navajo Nation. I mean, God's given us an amazing creation here to explore. I haven't even seen it.
So the flat stretch between Indianapolis and Columbus, Ohio is not on that list?
You know what? That's some nice street.
Nice, straight, very boring. You still with us, Ray? Ray?
Trucker Ray.
I think we might have lost him.
We possibly did.
We did.
He gone. Trucker Ray's out there in Montana. Sometimes you just don't get the signal like you
You're
need
listening to the
you know?
Ship's Gonna Happen show. We're trying to get Trucker Ray back on.
We do things live. That's what we do in the studio.
He's driving in no man's land.
Yeah, but I guarantee
these things happen.
he's enjoying the view. I guarantee you that.
Yeah, definitely so.
So you think the sun's up out there or not? Probably still
I bet
dark,
it's
right?
peaking. I bet it's peaking. Don't you think it's peaking?
Yeah.
Peaking?
Man.
I think it's peaking.
Here
Not like
comes.
peaking. Did we say something wrong? Did we say something wrong?
I think our
You did.
I think
Hi
our
there, my
show
name is
peaked.
Ray, and you have reached
Yeah,
my
so,
cell.
I think the show peaked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The show did.
Wow.
So what a great interview Trucker Ray was. Trucker Ray, if you're going to end up listening to this show, we love you. You did a great job, and thanks for coming on today. I guess we just lost connection. Good interview, though. He was a really
Tell you
good
what,
interview.
that's a guy that we talk about it often on this show. Is we do it for not only the transportainment while we do the show, but those guys do it sometimes
Yeah.
just to enjoy the scenery.
Yes. Yep. You're right.
And he's going out and getting paid to go see the scenery, right?
Right. Yeah. If I could change the subject just a smidge here. Timmy D gargled razor blades this morning. That's why we got that sound coming out.
Yeah. I still got him in my mouth, but yeah. I'm so sorry. Sorry.
It sounds good. He's got the nice gravelly voice going
So
on.
we want to get into. We were going to keep Ray on, but we lost him. I tried to dial on him back, but he did not. If he calls back in, we'll jump back into him, but he has not done that yet.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Tony.
And
B.
in Montana, with the Cascade Mountain Range there, he's probably gone for a little bit. But we can jump into topic number 2. Right? Gas prices, right? We're going to talk about gas prices.
David B is looking for his glasses. I
got it.
don't know
But
what
see, I
she
have-
did.
He's got both lenses in.
The arrow is straight
Hold on
up.
today, fellas.
But the arrow is straight up.
I have both lenses today.
Yeah.
I
Nice.
noticed that.
We've got 4 eyes instead of 3.
I got my big boy pinch on.
He would visit the bar where he lost the one glass at.
Actually, hold on. Actually, when I left here last Saturday and I got in the,
You find them?
Well, it was just the one lens. When I looked down to get in the car, there it was.
Really?
So, yeah.
Nice.
But anyway,
All right. So we all know that the fuel prices, what we do for a living, right? The gas prices are way, way, way up, right?
Yes.
So what's amazing is in 2015, it was $2.45. It was $3.40 in 2014. So it's got the ability to come back down, right? We hope that happens, but
It does.
yeah, it does. I mean, if you go back to, let's see, in 2008, it was the average price was $3.61. In 2009, it bumped back down to $2.58. Then it shot back up to $3.02, $3.75, $3.80, and then in 2014, it began to go back down to $2.45. So hopefully we see that, but I don't think it's going to happen in the near future, right?
they're already saying if it does, it'll be toward the end of the year.
Yeah.
Why that long if it's going to?
Do you think it's because we grow up in our society, right? And we talk about is it supply and demand, or is it political, or what is it? Because when I'm looking at it, just to be quite frank, it seems like when one party's in, it goes up, and then one party comes in and it kind of goes down.
So let's look at the financials of all of the oil companies, and they are all record-setting in the first quarter of this year.
Yeah, exactly.
Huh.
Yeah,
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
So let's talk about this. Maybe I'm naive as a kid, but I'm always thinking you got to have gas.
Yeah.
So I just talked to a buddy of mine who owns his own small business or whatever, and I'm like, "Hey, what's it going to cost you to fertilize my yard this year?" And he's like, "I don't know." He goes, "My first truck shows up Monday." And I said, "Monday?" I said, "All right, what did you pay for the truck?" And he goes, "I don't know." And I said, "What do you mean you don't know? How do you run a business and not know what you're paying to get the goods delivered?" He goes, "It doesn't matter. Diesel could be $18 a gallon. I got to get to work. I don't care if I have to pay $18 a gallon or $2 a gallon. I got to get to work. It is what it is. I got to pay it to run my business."
Yeah.
And so my complaint is like, you got to know what the heck you're paying for the fertilizer. So he told me last night when I was eating razor blades, apparently, and he told me last night, he goes, it's a 56% increase from the year before. I said, 56%? He said, "Yep." But he goes, "It doesn't matter." He goes, "Timothy, it really does not matter." He goes, "I have to pay it because I've already got contracts in place. I got to deliver the goods." Mm-hmm. So it does not matter at the end of the day what it costs me to get daggone fertilizer.
Right.
And I understand that complaint. I also know that I filled up on a Thursday for $58 and some change, $58.63, I think is what it was. And I filled up on Saturday, and it was $100.
Trucker Ray. Tim, 1 second. Trucker,
I do apologize.
That's okay. We're talking about fuel prices, and Timmy D was giving us an example of a buddy. I mean, and we want you to jump in on this fuel price thing. But go ahead, Timmy. Tell us what.
We'll
wait on that. Okay.
We'll Trucker Ray.
Yeah.
We're glad he's back.
All right. So thanks for calling us back. So, as we were discussing.
Yeah, so the stretch from, as I mentioned right before we got cut off, the stretch from Indy to Columbus, Ohio, is it one on your list or whatever?
Oh, if I'm heading through that way, I'd be more than happy to come and say hi.
There
Absolutely.
we go.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah. So, do you have any other favorite stretches of road in the United States or in Canada?
Yeah, I love driving down the east. I know this is going to sound insane, but I love driving through New York.
Really?
And through the New England area, Kentucky,
where
the trees are really. The only place I really find unusual is driving in Florida. It just smells funny down there. Is it just me, or does it smell like a swamp?
No, it's not. Yeah. It's not just you, Ray. It's not just you.
You smell freedom down there.
Yeah.
So it sounds like you like to drive in L.A., which I was surprised watching your L.A. video. I was mesmerized by that. You did a great job in that video, by the way. But it was you're in Skid Row. Were you scared at all being in Skid Row?
No. You know what? I wasn't scared at all. I mean, I found it actually very fascinating. That's probably the closest I have ever been to the city of L.A.
I thought you were going to say death.
I can see the markings on the side of. Sorry?
I thought you were going to say death, but that's okay. The closest you'd ever been to death.
No, I seen more guys sitting on the side of the road, just wasted and out of their minds in the morning. And my heart goes out to those poor guys, because that must be just terrible having to live a life like that.
Yeah.
And you see people living in their campers down there and everything. Fortunately, when I showed up there, the security guard let me park in the door, even though I didn't get any sleep that night, if you remember that video.
Yeah.
Right.
That was an interesting experience, especially when you're that close to the city and a lot of those roads are narrow. That's a very, very tight area. I'm like, I don't even know the roads down there. It's like, I'm assuming, okay, I got to turn right up here. And you probably remember on the video, I got to get in the other lane here, because I'm assuming I'm going to need all 4 lanes to turn right. And I did.
Yeah, I saw that.
I mean, that's experience for you there. But I wasn't nervous. I don't get nervous in major cities. I just don't. I get more nervous driving down a country road where there may not be anywhere to turn around.
That makes sense.
Does your company pay? Does your company pay you, Trucker Ray? Like, would you make more money going to California, LA than you would Florida or Boston, or does it? How do you get paid?
I get paid by the mile, no matter where I go in the U.S. I get paid less in Canada, but it's like we get 58 cents a mile out to do the U.S. and we get paid for our picks, and we get paid for meat inspection and whatever else we're doing. We get layover if we're laid over, or retention pay or whatever. So, I mean, they pay pretty good in the U.S. I mean, if you're a hard runner like I am, like I do on an average about 125, 130,000 miles a year. So I run pretty hard.
Wow.
It is a lot. That is running hard. What kind of message would you give to somebody looking to get into the industry? I know you just commented about what you talked to your son about, but like a young person, what kind of advice would you have them to get into that, or thinking about getting into trucking?
Well, I would say if someone wants to get into trucking, I would say a lot of the time they're influenced by maybe a friend or a family member. Go on some rides with them, go with them and see if this is going to be for you, because it's a big commitment to get your commercial license. But if it's something you really want to do, I would say just go to the best possible training school you can and get the best advice you can. Look at certain videos, just really educate yourself, because it's more than just, as you guys know, turning a key and sitting in a seat and driving a truck. Yeah. There's a lot to know. There's a lot of smart things you need to learn when you're out here, that there's a lot of new drivers. I'm noticing, especially in Canada, they're not being taught this stuff. They got on the highway. They don't have a clue even how to put a chain on their tire. They don't know how to slide their axles. They don't know how to do anything. They don't even know what a weather front is. And I'm like, it's what you put on your front grill to stop your grill from, to keep your engine warmer.
Right.
And
Kentucky.
So my advice would be just make sure you really educate yourself when you're doing this, because this is a huge. You're pulling down 80,000 plus down the highway, of pounds. I mean, that's a bomb on wheels. That's the way I look at it. You got to know what you're doing before you come out here. You really do. It's not a game.
How often do you use your chains up there? Do you use your chains very often?
I'm sorry?
Do you use your chains? I think he had a video, he showed that, but Timmy D was wanting to know how often do you use your chains up in Canada?
Little as possible. If I have to chain up, I don't.
Okay. There we go.
And there's a reason behind it, because over the years, I have developed carpal tunnel in my hand. So if I have to do any excessive work with my fingers, my hands are sore for days, sometimes weeks.
Dang.
Even using the mouse to do my videos, if I sit too long with it, I have to take breaks, or my hands are stiff for like days, and it's really painful. So because the amount of chains we have to put on in Canada, which is one on every axle and a drag chain on the trailer, that can take you up to 45 minutes to put all your chains on properly, especially in bad weather conditions, maybe sometimes longer. And by the time that's over and done with, the next day I can barely move my hand.
Wow.
So it's not like I don't know how to put chains on or don't want to. It's just to save myself a lot of pain. My company does not require it. It's not a requirement. If you need to chain up, then you should just find a place to pull over, wait for the storm to pass. So the only time I will ever put chains on, if I'm dumb enough to put myself in a situation where I park into a parking lot, like I did one time, and I did not roll my tires back and forth because I was so in a rush to use the men's room. I didn't roll my tires back and forth to cool them down. And the morning I woke up and I was 6 inches melted into an piece of ice in the parking lot. So I had to put a chain on to get out of the parking lot, which was very embarrassing.
Wow. That's good. So, yeah. Ray, do you look at yourself with the quality and the content of your videos? Do you look at yourself as a mentor, as somebody who's a mentor in the industry?
I think I do now. The first few years I was just learning it all too. I mean, I remember the first year I was a rookie and everything, and I was making these videos, and I had people asking me for advice. I'm like, hey, you know what? maybe ask me in another 5 years. I'll give you, the best possible advice. But I would say yes to that. Now that I've got 10 years, 1.5 million miles at least accident free, I would say so. Yeah.
Yeah, probably not. I mean, you may not even think of yourself as that, but watching your videos, you clearly are by just how, again, the quality of your videos, and not only the videos, but the messages that you share.
Thank you. I appreciate
professionally
that.
And everything. Such an outstanding job.
Thank you.
Hey,
Yeah,
listen,
no, you know what? I think the reason why, I have watched other trucker videos. I'm not slamming anybody else. There's a lot of guys that do theirs. And there's one other gentleman I watch once in a while, Ned Kelly out there in Ireland. He's a nutcase, but I love him. He's a funny guy. We interact a lot. I don't know if you've ever seen his videos.
No.
Yeah, just do a Google search, Ned Kelly, Ireland, and you'll find him. He actually does the same kind of videos, but he shows you what it's like in Europe.
Okay.
And,
nice.
He's a little bit more colorful than I am regarding language, so I can't promote him on my channel, and he knows it, but he's okay with it.
Right.
Yeah. So
Would you?
I do see other channels, but sorry.
I'm sorry, Ray. Would you mind doing me I didn't mean to interrupt. My apologies. Would you mind doing me a favor? Next time you kind of chat up with Ned, was that his name, Ned?
Ned Kelly.
Would you do me a favor and kind of say, hey, somebody from the Ship's Gonna Happen show might reach out to you? Because I'd like to reach out to him to see about bringing him on.
Oh, I think he'd love to do it.
Okay.
Awesome.
I
Thank
think
you.
we'd have to edit him, is what it sounds
Yeah.
like.
Okay. Well, we need edited.
Yeah,
so.
we do. A lot of editing. Hey,
Sure.
Trucker Ray, we ask every guest that comes on to give us, this is Trucker Ray, and you're listening to Ship's Gonna Happen. Can you do that for us right now?
Oh, I'd be more than happy to. Hey, this is Trucker Ray, and you are listening to Ship's Gonna Happen.
Oh,
Awesome.
That is so good.
That was awesome. And what we do now is we're going to get into our topic. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Radio experience in the background.
And it sounded like it. Yeah. So we're going to get into our show right now, and you're more than welcome to stay on if you'd like. And if not, you can drop off.
My signal will keep me.
Yeah.
So we're just going to talk about kind of topics in the industry, and then we're going to go on to some random topics. If you need to cut anytime, just let us know.
It'll be about 15, 20 minutes maybe, right? Mm-hmm. Maybe, yeah.
Did you want to let people know how they can find the channel?
Please,
absolutely. Do that. Yeah. How do we find you? Yep.
If anybody's curious on checking the channel out, they can just do a Google search, Life on the Road 7, like with the number 7.
Life on the Road.
Life on the Road with the number 7. Or they could just Google Trucker Ray and they'll find me. I mean, I'm on there now. The spiders have all over my site now.
Yeah.
So I'm not hard to find.
Your symbol or your logo is awesome, by the way. I don't know if you can hear me or not, but your logo is awesome, and that just means a lot to me.
Thank
so
you.
I'm being honest with you, Trucker Ray. That thing is awesome.
Yep, I like it too. So
you guys don't know what it is, you need to go check it out, and you'll know what I'm talking about.
Can I just say that I give all the thanks and all the glory to God for what I do.
Absolutely.
No problem. Go right ahead.
So we're heading. We went to topic 1 topic 2 when we lost you. You were topic 1, but gas prices. Do you want to start us off with your comments about the fuel prices?
Outrageous! Right now in Canada, we're almost paying what are we at? $2 a liter.
Yeah.
So that's almost $10 a gallon in Canada.
Wow.
Jeez.
It's insanity. And I just came out of California, and they are getting very close to $7 a gallon up there. And I don't really know what to say to it. I just wish Joe would wake up and open that pipeline again. Mm-hmm. And I don't mean by wake up by wake up from his nap.
Yeah.
And then say, I've got to get this pipeline open again. And, just knowing that he was negotiating, fuel prices with Russia, I don't know. To me, that's just insanity. Trump, he had the entire country independent of fuel and whatever and resources. I don't see why the country can't go back to it. So the only thing I can say about the fuel prices, I'm glad I don't commute to work every day because I don't think I could afford it.
There you go.
So, Trucker Ray, with that being said, let me ask you this. Do you think Canada has some untapped things that they should probably be doing themselves?
Can you repeat that? Sorry.
So he's wanting to know. Timmy D's wanting to know if Canada has some resources that are untapped that they should probably look into getting into as far as fuel.
Oh, we got a ridiculous amount of oil in our country. We're building a pipeline right now from Edmonton all the way into Burnaby, and they're tearing up roads. We have a ton of resources. Why we keep sending it elsewhere, I don't get it.
Yeah,
I don't get it.
Because North America just 3 years ago was the number one producer of energy, right? And then all of a sudden now we're fourth or fifth. So
it's all about money. It's all about money.
But
corruption, corrupted money.
Trucker Ray, your prime minister is looking out for the benefit of you, right?
My prime minister, I wish he would go take a long walk up the
Is he? Would he? Oh my God!
This is a non-political show.
Yeah, my bad.
Somebody had a picture of him the other day on Google, and I thought, man, he looked awful. Looked like somebody in past history. Somebody had made a mockery of him. I was like, wow.
Crazy.
But
is that the picture where it shows him in a uniform, if you get my drift?
Yeah, you get, exactly. Yeah. But
I seen it.
So you've been on this planet for a while, obviously, and me and David have two. Timmy D's the young pup in the room.
Young, I love it.
And I'm looking at the historical prices, right, of right now of gas, and what's interesting is it shot up in the 70s, right, when we had a president, and then in the mid 80s to the 90s, it shot back down to, it was over $1 when I think Jimmy Carter was president. And then it shot back down. So it seems to be maybe it is a little bit political. And so hopefully, but in your experience, do you think as your country or Canada, or in your experience, do you think this will go back down in price?
The problem with gas prices when they go up in Canada, they may go down, but they never go back to where they were before. So whenever for example, if it's like at 90 cents for a liter, which is crazy anyway, and it goes up to 120, it might go down to 110.
Yeah.
And every time it goes up, it never goes back to where it is. So right now in Vancouver, gas prices are $2.30 a liter.
Wow.
Okay, if it's 4 liters in a gallon, if anyone wants to do that math on that one,
makes my brain
that's
hurt.
what they're paying for fuel.
Yeah.
I was going to put it in American terms. So folks out there listening right now to the Ship's Gonna Happen show, and Trucker Ray is trying to explain it to you. A 2 liter of Pepsi, okay, 2 liter of Coke that you buy, a 2 liter that comes in a piece of plastic. He's talking about half of that costs $1 a gallon of gas.
Yeah.
Right now, don't be dumb and go fill those up, because it's the diesel will burn.
It'll eat through it. Yeah.
But what I'm trying to tell you is he's describing the price.
Yep.
At 90 cents for half of that.
Yeah.
You go down the street nowadays, I think you get a 2 liter at the gas station for about $2 now. That's full of Coke,
right,
or Pepsi or Mountain Dew or whatever you drink. He's talking about gasoline,
right? Yeah,
diesel.
Crazy.
That's what he's describing.
Right.
Yep.
That's incredible. Think about that. If you had to buy gas, seriously, guys, if you had to buy gas in liters, as in they would come out and hand you 1 liter at a time, and you had to put it in your gas tank at $1 a pop. Yeah. You're buying, right? So a truck's buying, I don't know, 4 cases of water, right? At a liter a piece. Yep. Right, that's what you're dumping in your gas tank at $1 a pop. Holy smokes!
I know.
So it's incredible to think about when you start quantifying.
Well, and the problem with this whole thing is, this is Tony B. You're listening to Ship's Gonna Happen podcast on a Saturday morning here. So you have obviously the gas prices going up, Trucker Ray, but you got bread, milk, and other goods going up, electricity, all that's going up too. So
that's automatic. All your products are going to go up because it's costing more money to deliver it.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. Case of Coke at Walmart yesterday, $10. I got $10 for a fucking, excuse my language, for a case of Coke.
Yeah.
$10.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
David B,
what did you buy for $10?
A case of Coke, David B said.
A case of Coke for $10.
Soda pop. We say
that's no good for you anyway. anyway.
What do you?
That's true. The people on this show have a tendency to do a lot of things that aren't good for us, Trucker Ray. So don't judge us at least too harsh.
So what do you call? What do you call?
Well,
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I'm being out here doing this. You can't drink the soft drinks, or you're going to be really sorry in about 3 months.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
It's hard to get exercise out here. But
Oh,
anyway,
yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, so you call, did you have a question, Tim? Go ahead.
No, I was just going to make a comment that
Go ahead.
we complain about the $1 a liter or whatever, 90 cents a liter as he's speaking, but yet we continue to buy a bottle of water for $1 a liter.
I know. I know.
I mean, shame on us, right?
You got to get
Right out
that
of the
purified
tap.
water. Yeah.
Yep.
Convenience.
Yep. So, hey, Trucker Ray, thanks for that. We're going to head into topic 2 here, which David B's got us on topic 2. Give us a little short intro music, and then we'll get into that.
For those of you listening closely to the show this morning, this is topic 3, not topic 2.
Topic 3, my bad.
Pay attention, producer Tony. So often on this show, we talk about, what is it going to take for the trucker shortage to go away? And really good friend of the show, Hall of Famer Jeremy, posted on Facebook the other day for us, saying that there's a high school in the state of Indiana, which is where we are broadcasting from. They got a picture of 3 high school kids are out in the parking lot taking a truck driver course at Orleans High School in southern Indiana, just south of Bedford. And these 3 students are on a program to graduate high school with their CDLs, and it's going to save them $5,000 to $7,000 without having to take the course. Since they're taking it in high school, they'll come right out of high school getting ready to have a driving career. So it's kind of nice to see. And I think that if the 3 of us are free on an afternoon, we'd go down and interview them or something.
We probably should do that. It's a good idea.
So he said south of Bedford. No one knows where Bedford's at. It's just south of Bloomington, Indiana, which is where Indiana, the IU Hoosiers that play today, by the way,
Right.
is at. So about
Try to play.
about 30 minutes south of where IU is.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
Bedford.
about that. Yeah.
Just trying to put it on the map for folks. And
Yeah.
I saw he tagged us in that. And again, we talked about this a year ago.
Yeah,
did.
I've been talking about it forever.
But to Trucker Ray's point earlier in the conversation, you gotta have experience.
Yeah. So, what's your thoughts on that, Trucker Ray? How do they do that in Canada? Get people involved in trucking? They go through high school programs or whatnot?
No, they don't have anything like that. If you want to get a class 1 or your commercial license, you literally go to a driving school and you just apply for it. They don't even have driver's ed in school up here in Canada or up in Canada.
Wow.
So, which is kind of crazy. Like, I've watched shows, like, remember the show The Wonder Years?
Yeah.
I used to watch that when I was
It's a
young.
great show.
And I remember them showing, they're doing driver's ed, right?
Yeah.
And it's showing Kevin trying to parallel park. And I'm like, we never had that in school. They need that because there's a lot of stupid drivers in Canada. I don't mean to say they all are.
Yeah.
There is a lot of bad drivers because they don't have the proper training. They don't. And having it in school would be ideal.
Yeah.
Yes, that
Well,
would
I
be-
had it in school. Did you, David?
I did have it in school.
I did,
Actually,
yeah.
Actually, ours was a summer program, so you looked forward to the summer of your freshman, in between your freshman and your
Sophomore year, yeah.
That's when you took driver's ed, and that was driver's ed.
I want to back everything up though, but to Trucker Ray here, I'm really surprised that they don't, because in Canada you only got to be 18 to get your CDL, your class ones, as you
right.
would call it.
That's
Trucker
a good
Ray.
point.
In the States, you got to be 21. Outside of intrastate, you got to be 21. So you're saying at 16, 17, 18 years old, they don't offer that class.
I didn't quite hear the last.
So they
shocked.
don't offer. It's just hard for us to believe that they don't offer driver's ed in high school in Canada.
Yeah.
I mean, considering that's when they kind of start
No.
driving.
Because you
Wow.
guys are able to do what Timmy said, class 1 at 18, right? Is that right?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think you got to be 21 to do a class 1
Okay.
in Canada. It might be different in other provinces. Well, it isn't, at least in BC.
Okay.
You can't get your learner's license, your regular learner's license, until you're 15, and then you can get your driver's license at 16. In Alberta, that's different. It's 1 year less. But I don't think you can get a commercial license unless you've had your license for at least 4 or 5 years, which I think is smart. I mean, to give someone a commercial license when they're 18, 19 kind of makes me a little nervous.
Okay.
Because I don't know how you can really learn a whole lot about the industry. I just don't know how I think anyone that's going to get any kind of a commercial license, they should have a mentorship for a couple of years where they can really learn.
We've talked about that.
It's more
that
than
would be
driving.
the consensus. Yeah.
But how do you
more than just driving?
But how do you attract young people into the industry? That's the problem. So
You got to get them in.
Trucker Ray, how old were you when you got your class ones?
You know what? I think one of the most attractive things that was for me, I mean, I wasn't young when I was in my 40s when I started driving, but one of the most attractive things to me was just the fact of any young person wants to travel. Any young person wants to see the world. And you get to see different places, different cities, different landscapes. And also, you want to get into a career where you're never going to have to worry about I'm going to be unemployed. Like I was saying earlier, you never have to worry about finding a job when you have a commercial license. So to me, that would be attractive, especially the traveling part, right?
Yeah,
definitely so.
And the money's not bad. The money's good.
Yeah, definitely.
Unless you gamble at all the casinos at every truck stop, the money's good.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, you don't do that? That's what I would do.
Hey, we gotta
we do.
intro him into the.
So, Trucker Ray, we're gonna have you on for the remainder of the show, but we're gonna do a little segment here where we induct our favorite drivers and our popular drivers into the Ships Gonna Happen Hall of Fame, and we're gonna Hall of Fame, HEUL of Fame. And Trucker Ray, we'd like to induct you today and welcome you to the Ships Gonna Happen Hall of Fame.
Thank you so much.
It's HAUL.
HAUL.
I'm
Yeah.
sure that's what I said.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I didn't. What did he say?
Maybe so. Well, I'll rewind the tape.
Welcome to the hall.
Welcome to the Hall of Fame, homie.
Yeah. So, David, we're going to get into.
We're going to do some random.
I got a random thought, by the way.
All right, we'll let Tim go first.
Well, hang on. Let me get the.
No, because mine's going to blow your mind.
All right.
Let me get into
I've got three, though, so.
Here, we got three?
Oh.
Okay, here we go.
Mine are quick.
All right,
Random
We'll go with me then.
thoughts.
Blow your mind for the whole thing. But it's your segment.
No, go right ahead.
It's your segment.
Late. Never mind. Go first.
All right, so here is what is trending for all the kids out there on the old Talk-a-Tick, as I like to call it. Are there more wheels or doors in the world?
Oh, are there more wheels or doors in the world?
Wheels or doors?
I'm going to say wheels.
You going with wheels?
I would. Oh boy, I don't know.
Trucker Ray, what do you got? Is there more wheels or doors in the world?
Hey, Ray.
Yes, sir.
Are there more wheels or doors in the world? This is our random thoughts section.
Yeah, I would say if we go back to the caveman days, more wheels.
Yeah, I would say wheels.
So here's the funny fact. So when you think of wheels, you think of cars, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's the first thing that comes to your mind.
Right.
Most cars have 4 doors with 4 wheels.
Windows. And windows.
Right.
Well, yeah, I didn't even say window. I'm just saying doors of that. And then the other thing I read the other day is about a doorknob.
Yeah.
Inside the doorknob is a wheel.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, there's wheels all over stuff. Yeah.
Right. So is it more doors or wheels?
Wheels.
Well, it's a ball bearing. Technically a wheel.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know, though. What's the answer, though?
There's
You got me
Right.
freaking pulling my hair out. What's the answer?
Not even Google can answer it.
Yeah.
Really?
So you think about like China and the 6 billion story apartments they have, right? There's
Yeah.
6 billion freaking doors
yeah.
inside that, right? Then there's a closet door, and then there's a bathroom door, right? So it's just not the door to open up to the house. So there's all those doors inside the house,
Right.
right? You think at the Ships Gonna Happen studio at your house right now, Tony B, there are more doors or wheels here, and you have more guests here.
Wheels.
You go with wheels.
What about an auto wrecker? Like, if you go to an auto wrecker, you're going to see thousands of wheels there.
Right. Yeah. That's a good
That's
point.
true.
Yeah.
Right. So how many junkyards are there? Is what he's saying, right?
So is this almost like the kind of like what does the falling tree in the forest make a noise? Kind of question.
It
Like
does,
chicken or
because
the
I've
egg?
watched it.
yeah.
Chicken or the egg?
All right.
I've actually watched a tree fall over in the woods, and I thought it was about the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life.
My mind is blown.
Oh man, here's you know what? It pops right up.
Yeah, it's the biggest thing that's trending on TikTok right now with the kids. Are there more doors or wheels? And so you got a hashtag wheels or your hashtag.
The poll is wheels beat outdoors,
Yeah.
but only about 7%.
Yeah, it's like 53 to 46, I think is what it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah. Wow.
That's just the
Wow,
vote.
that's a good one, Tim.
That is a good one.
That's my random thought. It was just.
I like
It's a
it.
good random thought.
It made me think a little bit. I'm like, and immediately I went to wheels and I started thinking about the skyscrapers, and then he's like, "Well, you do realize there's 4 doors on a car, and you do realize that there's closet doors and bathroom doors and all this else inside your house that you don't even know that
Right.
pantry door or whatever it might
Right.
be, cabinets. So that's a door.
Right. Wow.
What an
Yeah, wow.
interesting conversation to have in a busy elevator.
Right.
Chuckers Ray, I love it.
Or on the Ship's Gonna Happen show, Trucker
Yeah.
Ray. Either way, yeah, you're right, exactly.
David B.
All right, and so I've got 3 of them today. And the first one, I want to give a shout out to friend of the show, Dan Stanky, who's Dan and his beautiful wife, Angie, today. Well, not today, but earlier this week, welcomed Whitney Jean Stanky into the world at 1:30 p.m. on March 9th. She weighed in at 7 pounds, 7 ounces, and is 19 inches long. Congratulations, Dan Stanky, and
Nice.
to you and your beautiful wife, Angie, on your newborn daughter.
And their Stanky is with, is it Priority One?
No,
First Call.
He was with First Call. He's now with a lesser known
Yeah,
company.
he moved to another
called
company. Yeah,
Pepsi.
Pepsi. Oh yeah. Who's that?
Yeah, who's Pepsi?
Hey, welcome Whitney, man. Welcome to this.
Yes.
Welcome to the world, and hope everything's good, and mom's good, and everybody's healthy.
Hope
So
everybody's
that's
healthy.
awesome.
Whitney Jean Stanky. So March 9th.
Congrats.
Yeah, that is awesome. That's so. Congratulations to them. So I'm going to jump around here on my second Ship's Gonna Happen, and we'll start with our guest, Trucker Ray, on this one. Trucker Ray, what was your favorite band in high school?
My favorite band?
Yeah, music band.
It'd have to be no doubt Van Halen.
Van Halen. I thought you might say Rush from Canada. I don't know.
Good call.
You dis-
Oh, no. Rush was definitely in there,
Okay.
but Van Halen, I love Van Halen. Yeah, we had the jean jacket with Van Halen logo on the back.
Yeah.
and everything.
So obviously,
But Rush was definitely second on the list.
so obviously,
Gotcha.
the David Lee Roth version of Van Halen, correct?
I'm sorry.
Sammy, were you a Sammy Hagar or David Lee Roth fan?
Oh, David Lee Roth.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Sammy Hagar did some good tracks with him, and
Yeah.
David Lee Roth was Van Halen.
Yep.
Yep. Awesome. Producer Tony.
Me, favorite band in high school?
Yeah.
Probably the Eagles.
Oh.
Yeah. Take it easy. Take it
You mean if I would
easy.
have said New Kids on the Block, that would have made me look young?
Yeah, that's what, yeah.
Hey, now you're talking, Chuck Ray.
Dave wanted me to say Run DMC,
Right.
but
Right.
or Beastie Boys.
So back when I grew up, they didn't call them bands, just so everyone's on
They
the same
call
page.
boys groups.
Groups.
I like Nelly.
Okay.
Nelly?
Nelly was always my go-to. in
Oh
high
wow, okay.
Nelly and Kelly Rowland. Oh man, I love her anyway. So,
Well, you got
Beastie Boys.
I knew
are
you
my-
were gonna say Beastie Boys.
Yeah, still to this day, the Beastie Boys are my favorite.
The Beastie Boys.
So, but I gotta give it up for Trucker Ray. That's an awesome answer for Van Halen. That's a good call. on
and
that
Tony
one.
knowing about Rush.
Yeah, Rush. I was a big Rush fan. I loved Rush.
All right, so my last random thought for this week is it's coming up this week is St. Patty's Day is this Thursday and also the start of the NCAA tournament. So
Oh, yeah.
how well is that going to coincide in the bar scene on Thursday with all these bands with the NCAA tournament starting on St. Patty's Day? So it's going to be a good Thursday. It's going to be a nice wet.
I just wanted to throw in there, guys, if it's
Please.
okay.
Please.
The reason why I wear the skull caps that I do, it's in remembrance of Neil Peart. That's why I do
Oh
Okay.
wow,
Yeah.
really?
All right.
Okay, I was going to ask you about that.
That's it. So
And the reason why is I connect really well with him because when he was still with us, his 19-year-old daughter died in a car accident on the 401 in Toronto, and it pretty well destroyed him and his wife, and then his wife died shortly after that.
Wow.
He said she died from a broken
heart.
So I really can relate what it feels like to lose an older daughter like that, just senseless crime. So when so I wear the hats that I do in remembrance of Neil Peart. That's a little sneak information there.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I like him.
Yeah. So Trucker, that's a well done. Not to change the subject here or anything, Ray, but on your next little video, would you mind giving us a bit of a shout out? Is that something you wouldn't mind doing?
I sure can.
That is awesome.
Yeah, you know what? If you send me another email with everybody's name on there, I'll be more than happy to do that.
You will have that by tomorrow morning for sure.
Perfect. Because I'll be working on the video, so I'll need it soon.
Okay. Yeah. I'll get it out.
Do you edit your videos? What do you do when you're on the road? Is that what you do whenever you're laying down? You just kind of do a little work on the videos that you recorded?
I think were you asking if I do all the editing?
Yeah. When do you get time to edit your videos?
Oh, yeah. Well, I've had people ask me, you got quite a crew working behind you. I do all the editing. I do everything.
Wow.
And where do I find the time? Well, I'll get up like at 5 o'clock in the morning, and I'll work on a video for about what I shot the day before, usually for about an hour. And I put probably about maybe 15 hours into every video, just editing and putting the music in there, because the music has to go with the scenes. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yeah, I've seen it. Yep.
It's the choreography with the music goes with the scenes. I just don't slap a song in there and put scenes in there. It has to match with when it's changing scenes.
Yeah, because
so that's what takes it so long. I'm so meticulous when it comes to that. And but yeah, one video I think in total can take there's this good solid. I'm getting faster at it now, but if I was to work straight, I could probably do a video within 12 hours, a solid video.
Yeah.
Nice. I did notice when you were going from Yuma to Nogales, there was a little hint of some Spanish music in there, and I thought, that's apropos, kind of apropos.
Yeah. No, you know what? I like to do that. I like to have the different music that suits where I'm at. So when I'm in Nogales, or if I'm in Yuma, or even some places in California, I like to put some of the Spanish music in there, because a lot of the population predominantly there is Hispanic. So, and if I'm driving through the Navajo Nation, I put a little. I don't know if you noticed that one video when I came up, I had the native music playing when I went through there, and it actually made the hair stand up on the back of my neck when I went back and watched that. I went, wow, that was a good choice.
Nice. Yes.
So. Yeah, so I try to, and I subscribe to a music service in Michigan, so I have ridiculous, endless amounts of music tracks that I can put in my videos. I haven't even touched half of them yet.
Well, that's so good. So would you mind coming on the show again before the end of the year?
Be happy to. More than happy. Hey, you know what? If you ever want to do a show with Ned Kelly and me,
let's do that.
Get down there and just give him a piece of my mind in person. That'd be awesome.
That'd be great to do that. We could
transportation.
We could actually phone you both and have you do that. We could do that. That'd be awesome.
I'll communicate with him on that. I think he would love that.
Okay.
So do we need the button handy to bleep out? Is that where we need to have that ready?
I'm sorry?
Do we need to have the button ready to bleep out Ned when he comes on and uses the...
No.
Oh, okay.
I think he'll behave himself.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you, Trucker Ray, that the three of us behaving ourselves today this isn't common for us. We behaved ourselves today, too, so...
Oh, I appreciate it. Because I was going to ask if it's okay, you can provide me a file or a download file where I could repost this even on my channel so people can hear this.
Yeah, I'll get it out. Dave, you were talking about editing, right? It's funny because Dave and Tim are always hounding me. You got it done? Is it out yet? There's a little bit to editing, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Awesome. All right.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't mind me reposting it on my channel.
No, not at all.
More listeners to you guys.
Not at all, man.
Link under the video to you guys.
Yeah.
Very nice of you.
Not at all.
Very, very nice of you.
We would appreciate that. So, hey,
absolutely.
It's been great having you on. What I'll do is I got your number here. I'll text you when the show's up. I'll probably get it out tonight. There's some stuff I'm going to have to. There's going to be what?
It's not Wednesday.
No, well, that was last week. But usually I get it out Saturday or Sunday. But there's some. This one's going to require some editing due to some noise background from me and other people. But no big deal. But we'll get it out. But I'll send you those links and let you know. Let you know. So I'll send it to you via the phone, and really appreciate you being on the show today. So
Trucker Ray, you're awesome.
Yeah, incredible.
Trucker,
Thank you. I appreciate that so much.
He has a fantastic logo. If you guys haven't seen it yet, he's got the cross, and it's just. I mean, he's a good dude. Trucker Ray is good peoples.
Trucker Ray, God bless you, man, and thanks for coming on the show today. And
be safe.
We'll get all the information to you. And David,
you'll hear from us soon, sir, and we can't wait to have you back on the show.
Yeah, and
thank you so much. It was a pleasure being on here with you guys. Thank you for having me.
It was awesome. Thank you. And David, thanks for hooking us up with Trucker Ray.
Trucker Ray, you take care and be safe.
Yep. Have a great day.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Yep.
Have a good day, guys.
All right. Bye.
Good old Trucker Ray, man. I tell you what.
That went a million times better than I thought.
Yeah.
No,
so good.
His logo is legit.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
He's
awesome.
Out there speaking and he's talking to people and just everything about it.
Oh, man, I know.
So good. So good.
That's our friends from the north. That's what they are. They're just good people.
Yeah, I can't wait to get him back on.
We'll get him back on. Show. We'll get Trucker Ray back on and have a good old time. So you fellas got anything else left here?
No, I have to go back to work.
David's got to get back to work.
That doesn't mean we need to end the show right away. I'm just saying I got to get back to work.
Get him back. Get him back. He's got things to do.
Here we go.
Look at you shaking your
David.
head. So all right, I'm going to comment. So this is what you get when you, and nobody at work listens to the damn show anyway. So this is what you get when you when you hire incompetence. So
hire incompetence
with a little Irish background music.
I have to today go do someone else's job because they can't figure out what to do. And so I spent 4 hours of work this morning doing my own stuff. And I don't mean to sound like, any ass Dave. I'm just like,
it's because you failed to train them properly.
I want to punch you so hard.
Little training helps.
Yes,
Dave.
So I guess I deserve that.
You got to understand. If you would have trained them better, they would have known what they were doing.
Should it take 2 months to train
When's the
someone?
Next guac off?
I don't. So let's talk about that.
Doesn't matter.
So,
I'm a champion. No matter.
So I spoke with the Great Divide this week about that, and I don't know. And Timmy D, you can weigh in, and I'm fine with doing whatever. So we would probably only have 4 people this year. What if instead we just got everybody we knew, show up at the Great Divide, throw in $5, and we donate it to some charity instead of just
giving Tim another trophy?
Whatever. I mean, I want to do the walk off, but I just don't know. They're getting ready to do the remodel stuff. And I just don't know that that's a great idea this year, but I'm fine with whatever.
That's fine. The trophy looks good where it's at in my basement. So,
jeez.
I'll just put 2022 on it again.
I just did a table.
The second Friday in June, I just think that if we get a bunch of people in the industry together, throw in $5 and then donate to a charity or something. I don't care.
We donated it to that dog charity last. It was a dog for the kids at the hospital.
Mm-hmm. And we did great.
Yeah, I thought we did.
You guys like this Irish music?
I do. And I tried to get some European drivers on.
Hey,
so
every driver.
We could do that. There's
he's European, he's a peon, I'm a peon.
That's good stuff, man.
Right. Yeah. Because the intelligence level of this show is
God, it's peaked.
Right, peaked.
It's peaked.
Speaking of peaked, you ready for this? All right. So we're taking the soon to be. Tomorrow he turns 14, so we're having a birthday party for him today, and literally here in an hour at noon, we're taking him and his friends up to Twin Peaks.
Oh my!
So they don't do text message or anything. It's all Snapchat or something.
Okay.
So he's like, my mom wants to make sure your parents knew we're going to Twin Peaks, and
Whoa.
if you can't go,
Who you taking?
We get it. The
14-year-old.
14-year-olds. Right. And so the first kid immediately responded, goes, I already have a boner.
No, my goodness.
True story.
The following message is brought to you by
Trucker Ray. Please don't look down on us after this one.
Right, but he was saying that, and I was like, yep, because his mom's like, well, me and Tim will just sit somewhere else. We'll sit at a different table. You boys be big kids.
Be boys.
Boys be boys.
And so I had a lunch at Twin Peaks earlier this week, and I'm like, I'll go scout out the talent for you. I'll let you know. Because Twin Peaks goes up and down with talent. And
I haven't been there in quite a while.
Yeah, the talent's not there.
So do my sales reps.
Yeah. If we was on video, David B just got so excited.
Yeah. Oh man.
Pulled one out of my ass.
There, he got one. That was deep. That was deep. That was hurtful.
Speaking of
That was
boner.
hurtful. That was incredible.
All right, so we took a turn for the worse there with Trucker Ray that was on here now.
Poor Trucker Ray.
Trucker Ray, come back.
Yeah, please come back. Don't think any less of us. We're not that bad.
Yeah.
Trucker Ray.
All right, fellas. Are we out?
Yeah, I think it's a
We
good
are.
show.
Yeah, great
We
show,
are out.
fellas. Good to see the both of you on this Saturday morning. As I had Tony,
Ship's Gonna
stop
Happen.
touching the damn buttons.
I'm not touching any button.
I'm just messing with you.
There's so many new buttons, though.
All right, folks. This is the Ship's Gonna Happen podcast. We are out.
We're out. Ship's gonna transportate. Boom.